exquisite cooking, and harmonizing yoga. Join us as we take the next 30 days to discover a whole new way of living.
Welcome back. So, coming down to our last few days of the 30 days of yoga, today we're going to be looking at postures that will help to strengthen and loosen up the ankle joints. So these are going to be great practices if you suffer from any ankle problems. They're also preventative practices. So if you're a runner or someone that puts high demand on your ankle joints, then you're definitely going to want to do these yoga postures. So the first thing we're going to do is just what's called ankle crank. So for ankle crank, we're going to sit on the ground, or you can sit in a chair if you're less flexible, and then just simply draw the shin up onto the opposite leg's thigh. I'll just do this side so you can see. Let the ankle hang a little bit over the side of the thigh. That way you have free movement in the ankle joint. Now check to make sure that the ankle is nice and loose. There shouldn't be any restrictions in movement from contraction of muscles within the leg. So when you feel like the ankle joint is free, then all you're going to do is grasp the bottom of the foot with the hand. So my right hand's grasping my left foot, and then I'm just going to circle the foot around and try to find as wide a range of movement as I can. And we're going to go in the opposite direction. So you go about 10 times in one direction, 10 times in the opposite. Look for any type of jerky sensations within the rotation or muscular restrictions that are preventing you from having a nice, smooth, even ankle rotation. If there are any, then a daily practice of this ankle crank is needed and will definitely help to remove those restrictions. So we do just the same on the opposite side, 10 in one direction, and 10, I'm just speeding it up a little bit, 10 in the opposite direction. So we'll gradually advance into more intense stretches. Next, we're going to work on strengthening the ankle joints with a simple ankle rotation with the weight of the body into the ankles. So you're going to raise up onto the heels, or onto the toes, sorry, lifting the heels off the ground. Then raise onto the heels, lifting the toes off the ground. So just rock back and forth, toes to heels, finding your balance and stability. So change things up a little bit. Come back onto the heels, and then as you come onto the toes, roll to the inside, so towards the big toes. Put the weight towards the inside of the feet, then towards the pinky toes, then to center before releasing the heels to the ground, and then lifting the toes. Then on the next lift, we're going to go pinky to big toe, and then to center, and then release. So you're just going to shift from the inside of the feet to the outside while bouncing on the toes, then the center, and then release, and then do the opposite. So you can do about 10 to 20 of these. This is going to help strengthen the muscles that help to support the ankle joints. Next, similar movement, but now we're going to work the outsides and insides of the ankles by simply lifting the inner arches of the feet off the ground in the one direction, and then the opposite direction with the outsides of the feet off the ground. So you shift, insides of the feet lift together, try to lift from the heel all the way up to the big toes, and then opposite, lift the pinky toes and lift from the pinky toes to the outer heels. So this, again, another 10 to 20 you can do. Another variation to this is almost like a skiing posture, where you lift the inner arch of one foot and the outer arch of the other foot, and then just shift your weight from right to left. When you go to the left, then you're going to be lifting the inner arch of the left foot, and then when you go to the right, you're going to be lifting the inner arch of the right foot. After we've done some ankle strengthening, we can do some stretching, and then we'll go into a more intense strengthening after this. So for stretching, we're going to go into a lunge essentially. Put the top of the foot on the ground, and then try to pull the front side of the ankle to the earth without touching the knee to the ground. So let the knee just hover above the earth, and this is going to put strain on the front side of the ankle joint, which will help to stretch out the muscles on the front side of the ankle. Keep your focus on having the weight go through the center of the foot, or maybe even towards the big toe as opposed towards the pinky. Or if you want, you can roll from the big toe to the pinky toe so that you get the full front side of the ankle stretch, so you can get every muscle that surrounds the front side of the ankle. Then we just go to the opposite foot. Put that foot, top of the foot on the ground, and again, same idea, roll from the inside to the outside, or just focus on the weight towards the big toe and the second toe, and then just press down the front of the ankle towards the earth until you find the stretch. For ankle strengthening, you can work on transition between upper push-up, extended upper push-up, and downward dog. So this is going to look something like this. The starting position is going to be upper push-up. Then for extended upper push-up, you're just going to roll onto the very tips of the toes. Then you're going to press back into downward dog. Coming back into upper push-up with the bottoms of the toes on the earth. Then roll into the very tips of the toes, then press back into downward dog. We can add another layer to this. So we come into upper push-up, then extended upper push-up, then put the tops of the feet on the ground and come into upward dog. Then you can roll back, go into downward dog. So again, upper push-up, extended upper push-up, then upward dog, then back, downward dog. Now the final ankle stretch that you can do, that a lot of people enjoy if you want to have something that you can do just in a seated posture, is the Vajrasana. For Vajrasana, you have several variations. I'll just turn around so you can see each. The first variation, the big toes will be touching, the knees are touching as well, and then let the ankles drop out to the side, and then sit down, working the hips towards the inner arches of the feet. Another variation is to have the feet together, and then sit down on top of the heels, keeping the bottoms of the feet parallel to the earth. So if you were to draw a straight line from the center of the toes all the way up to the center of the heel, you'd have a parallel line with the earth. And the final option is to plant the toes into the ground. And now the tops of the feet are lifted, and then with the same idea as sitting on the heels, but now the stretch is really concentrated in the flexor and extensor muscles for the toes. So there you have it, a few different practices for the ankle joints, which are going to help improve the range of motion within the ankle joints as well as the health of the ankle joints. Thanks again for watching, and namaste.